Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Mordechai. Welcome all the guests. What's your name? Remind me. Yeshua Feldman. Shalom Aleichem from Baltimore. That's weird. Oh, maybe you're the guy. Here, hold on. I'm getting there. Better late than never. A phrase that works to motivate myself to finally stick with the daf on a daily basis. Thanks for bringing the daf alive and keeping it interesting. Donate $1,000. Better late than never. The campaign is still going on. It probably go on for a while, but the official raffle date is this coming Sunday. Any donation 100 and above enters the raffle. Not that many people, believe it or not. I don't know what the number is, but how many could it be already? How many people donated? 100 and above.
Eli, did you confirm whether or not it was each $100, meaning someone gave $1,000?
I don't know. That you have to ask Yossi. No, because if a guy donated $1,000, that's 10 entries maybe. My boy said, this is from Baltimore. You hear this? This is from Baltimore. Is this you? This came in yesterday. $10,000. Wow. It's very, very nice. Ruben Klein, I don't know that maybe he's the person. I have no idea. Bamis, could be it's him. Tonight at a wedding at Sha'arei Tzion. Best regards, Perry. So this brought back memories because I used to be a caterer, and I remember, like it was yesterday, there was a person made a wedding during the Super Bowl, and the whole back of the chuppah, they're all watching it on their phones. So something like this. I probably won't read this whole thing, but I have a lot of kavod and hakar satayv to Akiva boss. He called hundreds of people for the campaign. One individual brought in crazy money and crazy amount of people. Bekitzer, he's saying that he's listening to the shin, he's cringing because I was fanempering, he says. Why does the Rebbe have to fanempher promoting fanenfer? Yeah, no, he wrote it wrong. Fanenfer. Promoting Achdus, which was loud and clear. Somebody else, Binyomin Rosenfeld from Tzfat, also said the exact same thing with a voice note that it was clear that trying to promote Achdus, the opposite. Maybe I shouldn't have said Rav Shach's name like that. Okay, Bekitzer, it's bringing Mashiach. Thank you for all you do in Mazel, an amazing accomplishment, a campaign, true and real organization has changed the lives of many and bringing Klal Yisroel closer to the Geula. Sincerely, Talmud Akiva Eli boss with tremendous hakar satayv from me and all the other people here at MDY. Dear Reb Eli Shlita, after the campaign, I decided to do as you wished for, to bring together the MDY family and finally opened, listen to this, Rabbi Isai, I finally opened an MDY Belgium WhatsApp group. I hope that anyone from Antwerp who also follows MDY and not yet on the group, they should contact me on +32 483 073 191 to add them to the group. BMS, if you're in Belgium, but that's what we want to do this year. We want to strengthen these groups one at a time. Belgium, if you live in Belgium or in Europe somewhere, be part of this group.
Why not watch your program?
We are planning, they are watching this program. There's a way to watch this program through the WhatsApp group, but a great question. We are planning, Mr. Hashem, to make the first MDY Siyum in Antwerp on Bava Metzia. MDY, you heard? MDY Siyum, it's MDY, it's just a local group. Like everybody has local groups. We would love it if the next time you go to Manchester and London, you make a stop to visit us here. Much appreciation for all you do. Yitzi Eisenthal. I think there was a chasana of Kalman of the Five Towns. Guess which one is Kalman of the Five Towns? A boy said he graduated. That's why you don't see him that often here. This is Kalman from the Five Towns. The guy with the black hat. I know. Black hat, long beard. Uncle Phil is in the center. Dr. Down Kaufman. Glenn Ackerman is all the way on the right. I don't see Ben Schwartz here. He's not in the picture. And Yisrael Shalitsky is the second to the right, and Dr. Dan Kaufman all the way on the left. Oh, Eli Lefkowitz from Flatbush. I just donated to the campaign and felt it an opportune time to send an email to say thanks. I've been struggling since January 2020 when I took upon myself to do the daf from the beginning of the cycle. Over the years, it became a burden and ended up being something I did on 2 speed with a different daf app just to get through it. Sometimes even doing 3 or 4 daf on Saturday night just to catch up. Eventually, I kept on skipping Mesechus, rejoining at the next, hoping for a different result. You hear what Eli Lefkowitz says? Nachman?
Yes.
What does he say? So at a loss, but still wanted to do the daf. I intended on finding the good daf here in Brooklyn that would fit my schedule. I couldn't find anything.
Hold on.
I want to make sure that I'm not skipping any words. You have to tell me if I'm skipping words or not. So I figured I would try your share in the interim. Since then, I've been back doing it daily and actually enjoying it again. I look forward to logging into the MDY YouTube channel every day to do the daf. You certainly have a talent in making it seem all the participants are in the room and doing the daf together. Can't wait to see how the shir will continue to grow and your plans for the future. Big plans, Rabbi say. I suppose this is a long email, but I just wanted to express my hakar satayv. Thanks. I look forward to finishing shots with the shir. Eli Lefkowitz, Flatbush, New York. This person, I don't know why. He didn't want me to read it or even say his name, but too bad. Anyway, I wanted to send you a few weeks. Please, no need to share. I'm sending it to you to give you chizik and nachas, so you see the fruits of your hard work and endless dedication. My son Ari, who's now 10 years old, it always gives me nachas when young children finish Masechtas. Sees me learning the daf with you every day. So he became curious and decided that he wanted to finish Masechtas Megillah for Purim. He did it all by himself, sitting every night and learning with you, video attached. He became so hooked that now he wants to finish one fair of Pesach. So I don't need to fast for his older brother. Picture attached of him learning Masechtas Shkalim with you. So just to say a big thank you and keep up the amazing work, all the best, and admire from London, Daniel S. Rabbi Isai, the Masechtas sponsored by Anonymous for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnasah Chodesh, Rafur Shleima, Elimlech Ben Tzipora. Parnasah Chodesh, Zechariah, what's going on here? There's big stuff going on. Oh, whew. Zechariah Ben Moshe, Zechariah Bas Yosef, Parnasah Chodesh, Ahron Fraiman. It should be a zechus to rebel for continuing siyadta dishmaya and teaching Torah to Klal Yisroel. What did I say? Okay, Zechariah Ben Moshe, Zechariah Bas Yosef. Paras HaChodesh, Yosef Ben Chaya Sara for all the zchusim that come from supporting limud HaTorah. Paras HaChodesh, Binyomin Rosenfeld for hatzlacha in business and all my endeavours. Rafua, the entire MDY wants to welcome Noam Fix back to the Bismedrash.
Just in time for your leaving.
That's right. Paras HaShavua, Lrefua Shlema, Mordechai, Ben Esther. I just had a little back and forth with him on WhatsApp. Very, very big part of MDY. Be'ez Hashem, he'll have a Rafua Shlema Be'Koroiv. In the art of the month, anonymous to the zchus for an easy childbirth with his daughter and a healthy baby. Rabbi say we're just where we want to be at the beginning of a Mishnah, top of an Amud, Daf Mem Gimel, Amud Aleph in HaMafkid. Guess what? We're starting a new parak tomorrow.
Just in time for your leaving.
HaMafkid Mois Eitzel Shulchani. The Mishnah is sponsored by Shlomo Elazar and his friend, who has some funny words at the end of his sponsorship, and we can't even say them. HaMafkid Mois Eitzel Shulchani. If somebody gives money over to a money changer. Now, if you live in Bet Shemesh, you're probably familiar. There's a money changer who took a lot of people's money. It went away. Remember, 10 years ago. Huh? In case you put money there and you don't know that he took your money, you just found out what his name is. Shkoya. So anyway, one of the Koil guys here, his parents were making aliyah. They went, Shver came to buy an apartment here in Bet Shemesh, and he had all his cash, and he's online to give this money to the change guy. The problem was there's a very long line, and he's getting a little antsy, so he said, okay, he'll come back the next day. From the time that he left till the time he came back, the whole story broke, and he saved hundreds of thousands of dollars that he was going to give this guy. Anyway, we go weiter. You give your money over to the bank. The shulchani is like the bank in those days. So here's the question. Think about it today. Let me ask you, you're all going to get this wrong. Because no matter what you say, you're going to get, you say machloikis, you can try anything you want to say. If I give you $10,000 to watch, I'm going now to, it happens, a lot of times when we go to Chutz La'aretz, like we plan on doing on Sunday, I give jewelry and certain stuff that I have to one of my friends as a safe. I don't want to leave it in my house. I can't say online right now. I'll tell you later. So, if I give him $10,000 in cash, can he use it or not? What do you say? Halacha l'maisa today. I give him $10,000 in cash. I'm coming back in a month. I don't say a word. Use it, not use it. Could he use the money? What do you say? No, Rabbi Isai. Yes. Yes? Who said yes? Why? What? And a watch not? Money, yes. You're saying yes. Okay. What? Anybody else agree with the wrong corn blue? Nobody agrees with you, Tzaddik. You're on your own. What? You agree? That means you've done it before. No. Okay, so let's see the Mishnah. Then tell me. We're going to finish the Mishnah, then you'll tell me. I give it to a professional money guy. In tzururin, if they are in a bundle as such, they're in a bag, they're like tied up, maybe similar to what we have, the band around, I don't know, maybe a little bit more. The money changer is not permitted to use the money. Because he can't use it, if it was lost. He's not responsible. Mutarin, but if it was an open bag like this, or the money just loose change, then then you're permitted to use it. That's if you're a shulchani. Lefichach im avdu, because you could use it. Therefore, if it was lost, chayav b'achrayusa, and you're chayav b'achrayus. So let me ask everybody a question here. When you give your money to the money changer, are you paying the money changer to watch your money? No. So what is the money changer? When the money changer is watching your money, what does he become? He becomes a shomer sachar. He's a shomer chinam. We just said that everybody just said he's not getting paid.
He gets paid because every time he changes the money, he gets money.
What?
Every time you do a deal with him, he gets money from it. So therefore, he's getting paid lamaisa every time you do a money with him.
But you didn't give him any money. You gave $10,000 to watch. You gave him money.
You're going to take the money back, right?
Yeah.
You're going to change the money, right? He's
going to take money. He takes the whole. He's not changing. He took your pile. He took your pile. Give it right back. I like what he said better. Ask him what he just said. Ask him what he said. What did you say? Since he could use it. He could use it, he says. Huh? Oh, okay. Let's see. Yes, something similar to bank. But in a bank, it doesn't matter how you give it. You can give it in a closed box. They're still allowed to use it.
He's allowed to use it.
Now, says the Mishnah, Eitzel Balabais. If you give this to a regular person, you give it to the wrong corn bluth, or to Rav Kaladi, Eitzel Balabais, Bein Tzururim, Ubein Mutarim, whether they are in a bundle or they're open, Loi Yishtamish Bahem. You cannot use it. Lefichach im avdu. Therefore, if it was lost, you're not responsible for the money. What about a store owner? Like a makolet? Kabbalah Bayis, one Mandoma says, Divir Meir, he's like a regular individual, he's not a professional money changer. A store is like a bank, he could use it. Today, the Sma says that we have a hatzlacha, like the Ron Kornblut said. I don't know why he said it. He said that everybody's like a shulchani today. It's when you give money to somebody else, it's on the condition, with the understanding that he's going to use the physical money. He's just going to make sure that when you come back, he'll return different money. There's a story with the Panovich Rav in Europe. He went to purchase land for a yeshiva, maybe the original Panovich, and he made a deal with the priest. So he put down a down payment, let's say 10%. They said, okay, I'll come up with the money in 30 days. 30 days came and went, and he didn't have the money. So he's about to lose his 10% deposit. Suddenly, two people knock on the door, two wealthy guys from the community. They said, look, we just made a shidduch, mazel tov, and we want to deposit the nadan. We made a deal with each other that we're going to give this to the young couple, and we want the Rav, the Panovich Rav, to hold on to the money. So he said, great. On condition that I can use it for like 3 months until the chasana. When's the chasana? 3 months? Okay, I'll return by the chasana. Masking. So Panovich Rav went with this money and he bought the property. The next day, knock on the door. Sorry, bad news. The shidduch broke up. So he said, I'm sorry. I used the money and I'll give it back in 3 months. That's the story. Mishum Tzrurim lo yishtamish b'hem, asked the Gemara. So what? You give money to the bank. You put it in a nice pile. It's tied up. The bank can't use it. You gave it to the money changer. Why can't he use it? So it goes like this. This is Tzrurim. This is a typical bag of money. But if it looks something like this, there's a stempel, there's a seal. So now he's saying, do not open it. I don't want you to open it. Rav Mari Omar, it doesn't have to be so extreme that there's a seal. Bikesher mishuna, something like this, some strange knot. Ikeda Amri, so boy Rav Mori Kesher Mishuna Mai. I understand that if there's a seal, then you shouldn't be using it. But what about a weird, different kind of knot, a very unique knot? Teiku. So according to the second Pshat of the Gemara, we don't know about a knot. We do know about a seal. So Nachamal, if you give a regular bag, tsururim, like the middle case, then the Shulchani could use it. But if it's a special seal, you see from the seal that he doesn't want you to use it, then don't use it. It says in the Mishnah, Mutar mishtamish b'hem, if it's loose cash, you can use it and it becomes your responsibility. Amar Avuna. Va'afilu nensu. So let's go to this beautiful chart. Now we have a new type of chart for all the Shomer. If you take on the top, it says Pshia, Gneva Aveda. Who's chayiv in Gneva Aveda? Just a Shomer Sachar and a Shayel. You see a Shomer Chinuv is not chayiv in Gneva Aveda. So, who's chayiv on a Einas? Who is chayiv if there's a mistake? A Shayel. A Shayel is chayiv for mistakes. Omer Avuna, I'm going to read this. You tell me what it says here. Omer Avuna, Va'afilu nensu. If there was a mistake, the money got lost by accident, not a mistake, accident, that's a better word. He's chayiv. The money changer is chayiv. What did Rav Huna just make this money changer? He made him into a shayel. Cause, if he would be a shomer sachar, let's look what it says right above the shayel where it says chayiv, under Einas, shomer sachar. Einas is potter. So from the fact that Rav Huna says that Einas chayiv, he's saying that he's a shayel. As the Gemara Bam question of Dukatani, why doesn't it say the word nensu in the Mishnah? It says it was lost. Lost is something that a shomer sachar is chayiv. Let's go to Gneva Aved on the chart. Shomer sachar, 2 in, 2 down, chayiv. Shomer sachar is chayiv for Gneva Aveda. It says in the Mishnah that it was lost, meaning the Mishnah calls him a shomer sachar. He's a shomer that gets paid, not a shayel, not extreme shayel. Like you were saying, that he's a loiva, shayel. Okay. It says the Gemara Kidarabba. Let's explain the word avdu. Avdu is not like you think that there's a big accident. Avdu Kidarabba Omer Rabba Nignavu Belistim Mizuyon. Avdu Shetavas Finas Bayam. We're not talking about avdu accident. We're talking about literally zero. So we're talking about in terms of a shomer sachar. That what? He's a shomer. Here's a picture. No way out of this. I'm going to say a joke. Oh, good. The new way of saying jokes. A woman was held up. By let me show what I didn't say here. Listen, Mizuyin. Instead of this man, there was a woman. A woman held up at gunpoint, and the robber said, "Give me your money or your life." So she said, "I'm very sorry. I'm married. I don't have either." Now, if I would have said it with a man, I would have got 3 emails. Now, no, the women are happy. Good. Says Gemara. Rav Nachman Omar. Rav Nachman says no. He's in fact a shomer sachar. Let's go back. He's a shomer sachar. Therefore, if he's a shomer sachar, he nensuloi. He doesn't pay for an oines. From the fact that you say that an oines not, that means that you're telling me that he's not a shoyel, right? Oines no. So what is he? He's a shomer sachar. If he's not a shoyel, why should he be a shomer sachar? He can't use it. If he can't use it, then how's he getting paid? The Gemara asks. If he's not a shoyel, then he's not a shomer sachar. Let me admit that he is a shomer sachar. Why? The hoyel v'nehena mahana. The shomer sachar, this guy, this money changer, he has a no. So because he has a no, he gives back to the owner. What does that mean? And he becomes a shomer sachar. Bahu ano. With this ano, the misramli zvina. If something comes up, this beiravcha, that he could do some profit. He could use this money. He could use this money. It's there. It's available for him. Now, you're right. He never used it. It's still in the same bag that he got it. But the fact that in the back of his mind, he knows that if he wants, he could do business with it. that itself gives him a certain hana. That hana turns him in to a he got paid in a way. He got paid that hana. Famous story. There was a guy that did business and it went south. He lost all his money. He goes to the park and he's sitting on a bench and he's crying. Suddenly, this older fellow comes, sits down next to him, says, "What's the matter?" He tells him the whole story. He says, it's just money. What are you so worried about? He says, "Look, I have a little money. No, it's not bad. I'll give you a check. You can do business, whatever you want. If you ever need to use my money, use it. Try not to use it." So he gives him this check. It says $5 million. Warren Buffett. It happens to be, I'm thinking now, a guy gave us $5,000 and it said Moshe Feintoch. He collected $20,000. One of his donors was Warren Buffett. I'm assuming it's not Warren Buffett. It said on the check Warren Buffett. Fine. Same story. So he says, the guy went, had all this, now he had confidence, boost of confidence, he started doing business back and forth. At the end of the year, he did pretty well. And he says, Warren Buffett doesn't know about this. It's $5 million. It's like 2 pennies for him. You think he's going to remember the story? So he goes to the bank and he cashes in the check. The bank teller says, "Listen, this is not the first time people came in here with Warren Buffett's check. The guy's not Warren Buffett. His name is Joe Schmo. He doesn't have a penny to his name. He goes around being mechazik people, gives them fake checks, tells people, do business on my name." And people, the self-confidence that they gain from it, that there's nothing here. Don't worry. So what's the idea? The idea is that it's a difference of self-confidence or not. I'll say this barab, being advised myself. One of the reason why I have a wealthy shver. He's a good guy. He's unbelievable. He helped me a lot in life. But when it came to real estate, I always knew I could do crazy stuff. I'll buy. What's the worst that could happen? I'm going to lose everything, so I'll go knocking on my shver's door. Baruch Hashem, I didn't have to. But that confidence, that idea that you could fall back on something. So then now looking back 30 years. So then if I didn't have to knock on his door, so anybody you could also knock on my shver's door. I'm giving you my shver now. Go do business. Just all you need is that little confidence, that boost of confidence. Easy to say, but the guy had a fake check. He went with all this. This guy right over here, he has a fake check. He has a bag. Okay, he could use it. Luckily, he could. He doesn't have to use it. But that gives confidence. That gives you backing.
What's your shver's cell number?
I'm giving it out to all those who donated nicely to the pages and come to me after this year. Zok the Gemara.
You didn't say your father. You had a father to fall back on. It sounded
In Torah.
That you didn't say. The shver with the father.
I'm talking Gashmias here. Gashmias. Yeah. Zok the Gemara.
It's a real or not?
It's a real ano. It really is. And no, it builds people. Be'emes. It builds people. I always told my friends, people always made fun of me when I said, listen, if I ever won the lottery, people would come over to me and say, your shver gave you that $1. It's not even you. That's how people are. But okay, fine. So the Gemara. Says the Gemara. We said this already. Yes. Rav Nachman asked Ravuna. This is a story of a guy in charge of the Beis Hamikdash. He's in charge. So let's go through this for a second. This is mamash, a good chazar, a good halacha that the olam needs to know, and certain people are not allowed to answer from this side. Certain people are not allowed to answer. Okay, you for sure not. You were here yesterday. People from this side also. A guy from the Beis Hamikdash, the guy in charge of the Beis Hamikdash, he takes money and he gives it to somebody else, and he tells that somebody else go use it. That's called mi'ila. What does the guy using the money have to pay? He has to pay asham. He has to pay the whole money plus a chaymesh. Obviously, everybody already knows what's a fifth. 20%. In Gemara language, it means if he uses $100, he has to return to the Beis Hamikdash how much? 125, not 120, because it's Labar and Gav. Okay, Gemara language. It's 25%. Gemara calls it 20%. Here's the question. Why should he pay at all? Ein shliach ledvar aveira. The guy in charge of the Beis Hamikdash, he fooled him, he gave him the money. Why should he pay? What's the answer? Oh. So here's Ein Shliach L'Dvar Aveira. But what? What did you say? Beis Hamikdash, who said?
The Hebrew share guys.
Oh, why again? Shalom Aleichem. Okay. Shkoyach for ruining it. Why am I going to kick you out of here? Can't control himself. Yeah. In Mi'ila, the Shlichos L'Dvar Aveira. There is Shlichos L'Dvar Aveira. So if the Gizber fools somebody, he is I'm sorry, Yei Shlichos L'Dvar Aveira, he'll be Chai. Says the Gemara. Let's see inside. I'm Afkid Boy, says the Shulchani. If the Gizber gives money to a changer, im tzrurim lo yishtamish b'hem, if it's tied up, he should not use it. He doesn't have permission to use it. Lefichach im hoitzi lo yima'al Gizber. If the changer used it, the Gizber is not responsible. V'mutarim yishtamish b'hem, and if they are open, the money changer could use it. Who's chayav over here? The Gizber, because yesh shliach l'dvar aveira. He can't say, "Oh, you shouldn't have used the money." No, the Gizber told him to use it, so the Gizber is chayav. Unlike if I tell somebody to kill someone, the killer is chayav, not the one that sent him. Over here, the one that sent him is chayav. The Gizber is chayav. But if you're telling me that if there's open money, the changer is responsible even for an accident. Think about it. From the fact that the Gizber took the money out of the Beis Hamikdash and placed it on the money changer's table, that itself is me'ilah. That's moving it from one place to another. We said you don't have to use it. Even without using it, it becomes the shulchanis. The shulchani can do whatever he wants to do without using it. Why? Because he has that whatever it is. So for me, moving it from A to B, from Beis Hamikdash to B, that's the me'ilah. He says you're 100% right. He says the classic answer that because the Mishnah over there, it's a Mishnah and you try to remember a Mishnah, so the words just have to rhyme and fit together. So in Chanami, we use the word we shouldn't have used, but it fits with the ratio. He doesn't have to use it. That the actual fact that he moved it from the Beis Hamikdash out of the Beis Hamikdash, that's the Me'ilah. By the Tana Reisha, Haitzi over there, by the Gizber and the Beis Hamikdash, it says in the Reisha, Haitzi, Tana Sei Benami Haitzi. Rabbi says, Zok the Heilige Mishnah. Hashilech, what? What?
It could be chayav me'ilah without having done an action.
It is an action.
Just by receiving the
No, it's an action. He moved it out of the Beis Hamikdash, that's the action. No, it Yishtich D'Dvar Aveira. He sent him, so he's the guy that's chayiv, and the action is taking it out of the Beis Hamikdash. That's the action. Says the sponsor of the Mishnah, sponsored by Shlomo Lazarian. Hashrileach Yad Bipikodin. Check this out, Rabbi Isai, Baruch Hu sent this beautiful idea we're taking this video that I already showed you, but upping it a level. I think the Olam is going to have a lot of hana. Here we go. This is the beginning. You're familiar. We step it up. Here we go. The Mishnah says, if you give someone something to watch for you, and he uses it, at what point is he chayiv? At the point that he took it, at the point that he used it, at the point that you sue him in Beis Din. Three-way machlokes. Here's the case, Rabbi say, enjoy. No volume today. All right. Sometimes Hashem sends me these weird thoughts. No, I have a curse of type. Like I was thinking to myself, what the guy, the middle of the day, when are we going to send him? I said, make gefilte fish. He did it well. This is also from a guy who doesn't know what gefilte fish is. All off pictures that Yoshi sent him and stuff.
Whenever in the video there's a picture of a valley in the background, it means he gave the idea for the video.
Oh.
It's a nice. So if so, we're going to have a kash on you in a minute. Hold on a sec. You eat the gefilte fish, you make gefilte fish out of the fish. Whatever is if it goes down in value, if it goes up in value, you have to pay. The Gemara is going to explain from the moment that you took it out of the possession of the one that was stolen from, that's what you pay. Whatever it was at that time. If it went up in price, that's your gain. Went down in price, it's your loss. It goes at the moment of the gneva. Reb Akiva Omer kishas hatvia, when you go to Bezdin and Bezdin says this is what you have to pay, that's what you do. Omer Rabba Hayman de gozel chaviso de chamre mechavrei. Oh, we got a picture here. Why not? A guy that steals a barrel of wine from his friend. Mi kora shavi zuzo v'hashta shavi arba. It went up. It quadrupled in value. It went up from 1 to 4. Tavro ishasya. If he drank from it or broke it, mishal, or broke it and then he drank it, mishalim arba. He stole it. It was worth 1. A month later, it's worth 4. Why? Because it's wine. Rabbi Yom Finkel in the Mir used to say, maybe he still says it. It sounds like, a shtickle tire from a mashgiach that has no musing in wine. But there's a good point there. He says, why is it wine? You have big mevinim. The guys that go like this, and they swirl in the mouth, they spit it out. And sometimes a bottle's worth 1,000 shekels, sometimes it's worth 22 shekel, and they kedem this, and matuk, I don't know what. There's a lot of, when it comes to bread, all breads, there's no maven in bread. This bread, look. No, only in wines. He says because wine, you put a lot of effort into it. It takes a long time. Sometimes you have to wait a year, 2 years, 5 years. Same thing, you put a lot of effort into any learning Torah, you put a lot of effort. There's a lot of tzitzos and there's a lot of mevinim, of course. Everybody says, oh, you're a lamda, you're not a lamda. Bread takes 2 hours to make in Shalom Yisrael. This wine goes up in value. After a while, it goes up in value. How much do you have to pay? When you stole, it's only $1. Now it's worth 4. Now what? You have to pay 4. My time,
sourdough is like 1.
What?
Sourdough is like 1.
Not okay, so yeah.
Takes a long time.
Okay, because it takes a long time. Exactly, there's a lot of effort.
I'm going with you here.
You have to hold it and round. What do you do after Pesach? And it's a whole. You have to buy special knives to make special designs. I hear. Says the Gemara. My time. This is Rabbah. Rabbah's saying this halacha. Remember, Rabbah says that you pay the higher price later on, which is a big chiddush. I don't think anybody would think that. I stole something today. A week from now, it's worth more. I have to pay the higher price. It bar memela, but if it was broken by itself, mishalim zuzah, then you pay the lower price. My time, because now a month later after you stole it, you have the barrel. The guy asks. Now, I forgot to say this in the Mishnah. It's very obvious. In the Mishnah, if I steal something, I steal a bike, I just give back the bike. Whatever I steal a barrel of wine, I give back the barrel of wine. The whole Mishnah is talking about that it was used, that something happened to it. Now what do I pay? Do I pay the price of the gneva or the price of today? If I have the item, Rashi says straight out, you just give it back. Okay. But right now I have this barrel of wine. And if the guy says, hey, I caught you, give me back my barrel of wine, and then you drink it at that moment, ahishat the koshasila or the kotover law, you broke it or you drank it. You drank it or you broke it. Kogazamine, he stole from him. At that moment, because he could have returned it then as is. Usnan, and we learned, so the Gemara is saying an interesting thing here. There's another gzela happening. Yes, he stole it on Sunday. But today is Thursday. You could have returned it today. Here, the whole thing. So you drank it today. Now you became a ganav. Not on Sunday. So pay me today's price, which is 4. However, it's bar memela, but if it broke by itself, you only have to pay the original price when you stole it. My time, why? You didn't do anything. Why should he pay more? I shot at the Gaza from the time that he stole it, that point that he stole it. I shot the zuzu the shavi. It was only worth 1 zuz. You pay 1 zuz. Says the Gemara. Let's understand all the shittas in the Mishnah. Again, a person stole something. A person was watching something for his friend and he used it. It's gone. At what point does he have to pay? At the point that he used it, at the point that he took it, the point he was sued in Bezdin. From the time that he took it out. So this is typical of the Gemara to show how do we arrive at this conclusion at the right conclusion. We're going to go through one step to see maybe it's something else. No. Maybe it means when he took it out of the world, when he drank it. That can't make any sense. What's the case? Let's say today it went down from 4. You stole a barrel of wine, it was worth 4. Later on, like these giant Magnum Castels. I told you guys I bought this bottle of Castel, giant, 2,000 shekel from a restaurant. He said, listen, if it's not good, you give it back to me. I opened it up. That Shabbos was spoiled. It was too old. At a certain point, like 2000, once it gets older than 10 years or so, it starts going bad, in my experience. So I went back to him. I said, okay, you said it. He said, I'll give you food here in the restaurant. So it took us about a year. My wife actually just went to that restaurant last night, but he already paid us back. He did pay. These bottles of wine, I had a few of them. I got some nice presents, nice magnums. 2006, no good. So I stole it. It was worth a lot of money. I held on to it for a little bit too long. Now it's worth much less. That can't be that I paid the lesser amount. I stole a beautiful Magnum Castel. It's worth 2,000 shekel or more. I got a good deal, 2,000. Is there anybody in there? Is there any sheet in the world that I pay today's price? No, of course I have to pay the expensive. But now the was that. And if it went up in price, and Beis Shammai hold, and Beis Hillel hold, they have to pay the 4, not the 1. You stole it at 1, now it's worth 4, so you have to pay. Beis Shammai, it's exactly identical to Beis Shammai Shita, so there's no machlokes between Beis Shammai and Hillel. Amud Beis. Obviously means that you have to pay at the moment of the gneva. And what do Beis Shammai hold? No. At the moment that you use it, that's the machlokes. The big problem is, Leima Rabba. Rabba says that if it goes up in value, you have to pay. If you stole it at 1, it went to 4, you have to pay the 4. Leima Rabba, Domak Beis Shammai, that's a problem in all of Shas. Nobody wants to associate themselves with the non-halacha. The halacha always between Beis Shammai and is Beis Hillel. Why would Rabba pick Beis Shammai? Big problem. And therefore, sponsored by Kidnovations in honor of my Uncle Reb Elchanan Pressman and as a zechus for Akiva Simcha Ben Feiga, by official mitzvah motivators in honor of the Limans for sponsoring Sfarim for the daily Ner Talmud learning, and by the Gorsman brothers for the Yosef of our grandfathers, HaChaver Moshe Ben Yerachmiel Shalom, and Rav Eliezer Moshe Ben Reb Shema Zatzal. Says the Gemara, when it goes up in value, nobody argues. They have to give the higher amount. Keep pligi b'chaser. When it goes down in value. So Rabbi Sai, I want to remind Oilam, this is a beautiful chazara for us. We had 3 ideas, 3 concepts. Kedai to do chazara. Shlichus yad means if you're the shomer, you're watching something with someone and you use that thing, do you need to make it worth less? Do you need to drink from the wine? Or let's say if you just use it as a ladder, as a step stool, the barrel, you're also over on shlichus yad. We had a machlokes. That might be the machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Or perhaps we had another shayla. I give you a barrel of wine to use, and you borrow it without permission. Are you considered a gazlan or you're a shayel machlokes? Maybe that's the machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Or a third thing that we didn't really learn about is what if I stole a young animal and that animal grew to be a mother and had babies, had wool. Who owns the babies? Who gets the wool? I could say that, listen, once I stole it, it became mine. I just have to pay a small animal. Or no, it continues to be the owners and you have to pay the wool and the baby. These are 3 ways to understand the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel until the middle of the summit. Let's see inside.
Is this the same as the cucumbers, the exchange of the cucumbers? The case for the half case? You
just try to trip me up with memorization stuff. I told you, I don't remember yesterday's daf. I just do today's daf. I'm sorry, I can't help you out with something. Memory, you talk to the guy behind you, he left. Levi Freeman or David Steiner. These guys are people do chazar. I don't. I just do today's daf. Sorry. Keep ligi b'chaser when it goes down in value. Beis Shammai say when it comes to shlichus yad, I don't need it to go down in value. I need to take away. I need to remove something from it. And when I took off from it, it was still, because unless I take off of it, it's still the owner's. So there's a barrel of wine in my house. I didn't take away from it. The moment I take from it, by the way, the price already went up 4 times. The moment I take from it, that's when I was over on shlichus yad. But that's the point that it was the owner's. So I should pay him the full price, the 4, not the 1. That's the machlokes. The problem is the same problem we had before. We all remember Rava is the one that said that when it comes to shlichus yad, a shomer stealing, you don't need to drink from the wine, you just have to move the barrel. Now he's associated himself with Bishameh, and that's no good. Let's do another try. Our boys say we have a brand new picture. Beautiful, beautiful. Pay attention to what's going on in this picture. There's a guy that took a barrel and he is using it for removing the pigeons in his dining room. Rabbi say, enjoy. I'm no longer a gadol. The guy switched me out. So that's the shaila. He didn't look. He's using the barrel just to. It's mamish, but cover the good picture. You look like a president of the United States. Reb Nachman for president. You want real change? Whether or not moving something without permission, you are a gazlan. When it goes down in value, it goes down in the gazlan's rishos. When it goes down in value, you're only borrowing it. So when it went down in value, it went down in the owner's possession. Once again, same question. Rava says that Rabbanan are the ones that say that when you borrow something without permission, you're considered a thief. What? Rav is going to associate himself with the Bishameh and Abisilal. Another machlokes. Bishameh Savri Shevach Zelo the Nigzal Havi. When the animal that you stole produces something new, it's owned by the original owner. It's owned by the thief. And that's the machlokes between Bishameh and Abisilal. The Sanya goes to the Sarachel, somebody stole a sheep. Here it is. Here's Gzaza. He stole a sheep and he sheared the wool. Or, this is Gevaldik, Rabbi say. Or let's say he stole a cow. Violda. And it had a baby. He has to pay everything. Just the sheep, just the cow, not the babies, not the wool. So that's the machlokes between Bishameh and Abisilal. Dakanami, Diktani, and this is great. This fits right in. Diktani Bishameh Oimrim Yilke b'chaser v'yaser. You have to pay for more, for less. It doesn't say anything about an increase and a decrease. Zoil Yoiker says Rashi. That it went up in value, down in value. That doesn't say. Chaser yaser. What's chaser yaser? Yaser means that you have the animal and it became more. It multiplied. So it seems like we're talking about gizois and vladois rather than an increase or decrease in price. So obviously we're talking about a machlokes of shvach. So once again we have 3 machlokes in shvach zela, not shlichus yad, not shel shalom das, rather machlokes in shvach zela or not. Reb Akiva says that you have to pay like the time that you went to court. Omer Rabbi Yehuda, Omer Shmuel, Alach Reb Akiva says Shmuel, the halacha is like Reb Akiva. Umoyde Reb Akiva b'mokim sheyesh edim. Beautiful. That if, let's say the guy stole this object in January, and in March he caught the ganav, took him to court, sued him. Reb Akiva says he has to pay like March. The price went up, you pay more. Reb Akiva says, but if there's witnesses that said, we saw him stealing in January, we saw it, so then you pay like the price in January. My time, or why? Pasuk. The day he's guilty. if there's witnesses that testify that he stole it in January, so when is he guilty? He's guilty in January. What are you going to ask? No, he's only guilty when the Bezdin says he's guilty. Oh, that's the next mandoma. They are the ones testifying that it happened all the way back in January, so pay the price of January. Only you actually agreed to this. Rabbi Elchanan said, even if there's Zaydim, you don't go all the way back to January, you go by today, March, when you took him to Bez, my time, same pasuk. It's Bezdin who makes you guilty, not the Eidim. Reb Zera tells Rabbi, the son of Papa, I know you're taking this big journey, this big hike, all the way from Iraq, Iran, all the way to Eretz Yisrael. Akiva Simcha Ben Feiga, you should make a detour. Make sure you bump into Tzuma the Tzur, this place called Tzuma the Tzur. What is that in Hebrew? This place right over here. Anybody recognize this? Rosh HaNikra. Oh, it's not on the screen. Rosh HaNikra. Tzuma the Tzur. Large stone formations. So you go there to Rosh HaNikra. I know it's a little bit out of the way. Make a little bit of a detour. I needed to ask this question. Ask Rabbi Yaakov. Did you ever hear straight out of Rabbi Yochanan's mouth, do you agree that the law is like Rabbi Akiva? Yes, I went there, I took the detour, comes back. The halacha is like Rabbi Akiva forever. What does that mean forever? It doesn't mean in every single halacha in Shas. It means in our Gemara. It's like him forever. So what could it mean? Rabbi Akiva said one halacha. That what? We go by the time of the tviyah, when you sue him in court. Omer Ravashi, what is it? My loy, what does it mean? Omer Ravashi, don't say that there's two pshatim in Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva said court, but also you go by the edim. No, you should know you never go by the edim. It's always by the court. That's what it means loylam. Binami or another pshat. The hadra leduchta vitabra. The person who took he shouldn't have used the barrel. He took it and put it right back where it belongs. He's still chayiv. Lapukim the Rabbi Shmuel the Omar lebin in das bailam. Rabbi Shmuel argues with the Rabbi Akiva in das bailam that you don't have to notify, you don't have to call the guy up. Kamash malon to be in das bailam, you must notify him. V'Rava Omar halacha ke Beis Hillel, and Rava says the halacha is like Beis Hillel. That what? That we go by the time that you took it out of the nigzal's house, the moment that he stole it. Says Rashi. V'Rava Omar halacha ke Beis Hillel k'shas agzela. V'anan ke Rava avdina. We should pass like Rava. Why? Tavalei Basra. He's the last Amoira that spoke about this. So therefore, we go by that. Should we do this Mishnah or wait do it for tomorrow?
Why not? Do the Mishnah.
It's only 8:03. We got 2 minutes. We'll save a little time. Tomorrow's kind of long. A person thinks to do shlichus yad. Says Rashi that what? He said in front of Edom. Choyshev means he said it in front of Edom. You have to do a physical thing. Says the Bach over here on top. He brings Rashi. He says, Rashi in Kiddushin says, the Lavdavka Omar. You don't have to say, you only have to think. So the Achronim say it's not a stira. Because over here we just want to know what he's thinking. We don't have a good way to know what he thought, so therefore he has to say it. There's a beautiful Rebbe Kiva Eger that has to do with us in Yonah D'Yoma by chametz. Why? If it's enough to think in your head that this chametz is not mine, I'm after this chametz, so why do you have to burn it? So because the Gemara says Shema Yimtza Gluskana, maybe you'll find a nice donut and you'll eat it. So burn it. So the question is Dvarim Shebelev, Einam Dvarim. At the end of the day, why are they asking? Let's go to the teretz. Rabbi Akiva Eiger says that when it comes to chametz, it's not enough that he says dvarim shebelev. In other words, he's showing when his actions are showing. When it comes to chametz, the Rabbi Akiva Eiger says you have to prove, you have to show through biur what you wanted, and a machshava is not enough because if at the end of the day So it goes like this. If you have two people fighting against each other, I said XYZ, I said something, so it doesn't matter what I thought in my mind, because it's between a ben adam and chaverei. So just because I thought, it doesn't undo what I said. When it comes to chametz, then it has everything to do with your mind, what you thought in your mind, because you're not dealing with another person, you're dealing with yourself. And if you don't have the right machshava, you don't have the right intent to be mevatel your chametz, that's not a bittul. That's what he says. Let's just finish the Mishnah. Because this is mafurish, shlichus yad in the Torah, that you moved it, not thought about it, you touched it. He does chavetz v'not al revius. If you moved a barrel, you didn't move, you just tipped it over to take a little wine, so that you didn't do hagbah, you didn't lift it. V'nishbra and it broke, and you only have to pay the minimum amount of revius. Higbia. But if you lifted it up, v'not al revius, that we said a big nafkamina. When it comes to gneva, if you lift up a barrel and you steal one revius, how much are you chayav for? Just one revius, not the entire barrel. When it comes to shlichus yad, if you lift up the entire barrel, even though you only wanted to take one cup out of the barrel, you chayav on the entire barrel. Higbiya another revius, v'nishbra mishand mei kula rabboisai. Have a wonderful day.